Hey, Daryl here, and this is my daily devotional. When you have accepted your calling from God as a chosen one, you may foul up, you may sin terribly, but you are never beyond repair. Let me repeat that for emphasis' sake. This is exciting news. You may foul up, you may sin terribly, but you are never beyond repair. I'm going to give you two biblical examples. Jacob and David. Jacob was born with his twin brother Esau. Esau was born first. Esau had the family birthright. But Jacob stole that family birthright by disguising himself to his father Isaac, and he received the blessing. Out of fear that his brother Esau was going to retaliate and kill him, he escaped town. He left for many years. And when he finally came home, he expected a confrontation. But there was acceptance and forgiveness. He sinned terribly, but he had accepted his calling as a chosen one of God, and there was ultimate forgiveness. David was obviously a chosen one of God, because Jesse's children all stood there before the prophet, and it was none of them to be the next king as directed by God's Spirit. But then there was that young kid out in the fields tending the sheep who was brought in, and it was David. And the Lord said, "This is the anointed one to be king." He was anointed, chosen by God. But then he sent his warriors off to battle. He should have been with them as the kingly leader, but he stayed back. And there he went up, and stretching his legs on the roof of his palace, he saw Bathsheba and her beauty. He lay with her. He had a child with her. He tried to hide this by having Uriah killed Bathsheba's husband. Man, he did some dastardly things. Even had to experience the baby born in this adulterous relationship died. But God was not finished with David. Hallelujah. God was not finished with David. Listen, as I read in 2 Samuel chapter 12 at verse 24. David comforted his wife Bathsheba, and he went to her and lay with her. And she gave birth to a son, and they named him Solomon. The Lord loved him. Because the Lord loved him, he sent word through Nathan the prophet to name him Jedediah. And so Solomon, Jedediah, was born. And we know that in that relationship with Bathsheba and David, Solomon would become the king who would build the temple in Jerusalem. Likewise, after Jacob and Esau had their forgiving moment, Jacob went on, and his child Joseph would be led to lead them into Egypt during the famine. And Joseph would become as Pharaoh in Egypt. Let me tell you what, too many people will just be depressed over their sins. But I want you to know that when you have accepted your calling as God's chosen one, nothing you do, no matter how grievous, will ever rob you from that relationship. Even David, after awful things he did in an adulterous relationship, was blessed with the birth of Solomon, who would be blessed to be the next king of Israel and be allowed to build the temple of God. God bless you. Good day.